Uh, taking little peeks.
Hey everybody, it's Stephen, the Old World Gamer, along with Scott, Devin Kane. Welcome to the Retro Indie Pixels podcast.
Where STK can't help it sit here. What kind of thing going off on my card? Don't mind me. Don't mind me. I can't help it. I like Mario Kart. But anyway, I'm not even on your. I'm not even on the podcast. See how far behind I am? Jeez Louise. Anyway, so we might be doing probably next week because I didn't really have time to finish it. I finished Bloodstained. I have my things to say about it. I'm going to be actually critical about it. I'm not going to just fanboy and be like, "Oh, the game's awesome. There's never been a better game in my life." I will be super critical of it because I have to be super critical of it, or I'm just a stupid fanboy who doesn't review games correctly. So next week I will have that ready. I don't know if the DLC for Zangetsu mode is going to be done by then. I'm not sure. But if it is, I will give my review on that too. But next week. I might have slightly shorter news just so I can fit that in. So just so you guys know that that's coming.
We'll
anyway,
we might be able to make it longer podcast as well. So
possibly a thing. All right, I'm going to jump directly into my news. Starting with Fortnite is going to possibly be isolating a few players come the next season. Oh. Fortnite players on PC who play on an older system will need to get with the times come Season 10. Starting with Season 10, the PC version of Fortnite will require a graphics card capable of running DirectX 11. Epic Games note that while DirectX 11 was always one of the game's system requirements, it still supported older graphics cards. This will change come Season 10. That's not what we're doing.
Yeah, my bad. I hit the wrong window button.
Yeah. This change will come Season 10. Mm-hmm. Epic announced that once the season's live, the game will no longer be compatible with old graphics cards. This allows us to focus on our development for testing efforts to further optimize the Fortnite experience for all players. DirectX was released in 2011 with Windows 8, but not all older graphics cards support it. Be sure to check with your card manufacturer for a driver update, or if your card doesn't support anything above DX10, it may be time to upgrade.
Yes.
Select games support DX12 on Windows 7 and 8.1. When Microsoft will stop free extended support for Windows 7 SP1 in January 2020 and Windows 8.1 in January 2023. So it's probably time to upgrade your OS to Windows 10 if you haven't already. I'm really surprised to see the line, "This will allow us to focus our development and testing efforts to further optimize the Fortnite experience for all players," mm-hmm. in the same breath while saying, if you don't have an upgraded graphics card, you're not playing anymore.
Damn.
Like, I mean, I get it. You want to work on making your game a little bit more graphically intensive to make it look nicer. I get that. But then at the same time, you want to say that we want to optimize the experience for all players while isolating some of them. Mm-hmm. Is that not making sense to you?
Well, they probably have some kind of partnerships that they can, if we're making everyone upgrade to this or that, then, there's probably something in it for them. I mean, otherwise, why even bother?
I mean, Fortnite was already, it's not graphically terrible, mm-hmm. but, it definitely has that cartoony side to it, where I could see how a performance upgrade, just to make the game look a little bit sharper, would be something that they would want to do. But at the same time, saying these players who don't have graphic cards that support DX11 aren't going to be able to play anymore. For what it's worth, I don't know what that includes. But I would say that for all of the PC people who don't have a graphics card that would support DX11, they're not really they're not really all that expensive for what it's worth. I mean, if you're like shipping a machine only to play Fortnite, you're probably fine.
Yeah.
So, these are for like the people who just like haven't upgraded from Windows 7 or are playing on like a Stone Age computer where it's like, yeah, I should probably play Fortnite on DOS. You know what I'm saying? But for those of you who might have older rigs and play everything on low quality just so you're able to play, it's something that you might have to look into.
Yeah. Graphic cards are not as expensive as they used to be anyways.
Indeed. First test for Halo Reach on PC goes live for Halo Insiders next week as of the 21st of this month, so 2 days ago, so probably within the next couple days. Small test for Halo Reach on PC is planned for the next week for Halo Insiders, according to 343. Halo Insiders will be able to test Reach on PC next week if all goes according to plan. Excuse me. This build is currently in testing process, but the goal is to launch it next week. This small subsection of registered users will test the build of Master Chief Collection, but no, going into it is just a modest start. We're starting more modestly because we've got quite a few levers to pull, and we want to ensure delivery pipeline runs smoothly, said the studio. Since there are many pieces, levers that need testing, verification, and appropriate approvals, we need to take our time to ensure that we're sending out a quality flight to our Halo Insiders. Details for the test will be shared with the public, even if they aren't selected for the flights, so stay tuned on that. Back in May, a full mission for Halo Reach was shown running on a PC during an hour-long live stream. If you missed it, there is a link on VG247 for it. I think this is brilliant. I think this is a great idea. Instead of like throwing out like a large thing to a whole bunch of players who are going to only sit there and be like, oh, there's this Halo blah, or this isn't, that, blah, blah, blah. Let a small group of people who are clearly, because they are subscribers to Halo Insider, that they're going to be far more directionally critical for a game that's going to be as important as Halo Reach. So this is, I think, for like developing and making sure that your games go in the right direction. I think this is a step in the right direction to say,
I think game companies should take more time in doing their games anyways, honestly.
Absolutely.
Just iron out as many bugs as you can. Listen, I mean, especially if you're something like Halo, Mario, those big brands out there, like, you can take as long as you want. Because the thing is, whether you put it out now or you put it out 2 months from now, people are still going to fucking buy it. They're not going to just be like, oh, no, it took the next 2 months, I don't want to buy it anymore. Like, no, they're not going to do that. If they're, like, fanboys for that stuff, they're going to go out and they're going to get that.
Absolutely. I mean, just take for example, like, take Bloodstained, for example. I waited 5 years for the game. Am I going to buy it? Of course I'm going to buy it. Am I going to be super critical of the game? Of course I'm going to be super critical, because I've waited 5 years. But at the same time, Igarashi was very open about saying, hey, I've seen your criticism, and I'm going to do something about it. Like, one of the trailers was just like the crap version of their graphic stuff to the new version of the graphic stuff. Listen to your fans, and when they say something's wrong, do something about it.
Yep.
And for something like Halo Reach, this is going to be a really important portion of the story for them, and giving it to the Halo Insiders who enjoy Halo enough to be part of a subscription service for it, I think is the perfect group of people to be able to give this to and say, hey, this is going to be a small portion of the game. Don't expect like super things about this, but give us your feedback, and then like take that feedback and add it to the next portion, and take the feedback for that and add it to the next portion. Take your time with this sort of stuff, because it's obvious what rushing games does to games.
Yeah.
So, moving along, Gears 5 is getting rid of the Season Pass and the controversial Gear Packs. Gears 5 will not carry the series tradition of offering extra content as part of a Season Pass. That's true. In a development blog, Gears 5 developer The Collation discussed high-level plans for post-launch support and progression in the game. For starters, Gear 5 is not getting a season pass. What's more, the Gear Pack system introduced in Gear 4 will not be returning in this year's game. For those that don't know, the Gear Packs were essentially card packs bought with real money that upped ability cards for use in Horde mode. As a result of this, all post-launch DLC maps will be accessible by all players, whether the regular matchmaking or in private matches. The Coalition stressed that nothing you pay for in Gears 5 will come from RNG or blind boxes, so you'll know exactly what you're getting before you spend any money.
As it should be.
And spending money you shall, because Gears 5 includes a paid-for currency called Iron, which can be spent for direct purchase cosmetics. Gears 5 introduces the new Tour of Duty system. This is essentially a battle pass-like structure. Tour of Duty is a collection of daily challenges and seasonal medals that push you toward unlocking cosmetics, including character skins. The developer says the requirements in the goal will be clear, so it's easy to know exactly what you need to do in order to get what you want. Like said battle passes, Tour of Duty also operates in a seasonal model. As you make progress through the tiers, you'll also earn iron for use in the store. Gears 5 does have a form of loot boxes, but they're only earnable through play. They're called supply drops, and they're a reward for simply playing. Duplicate drops are possible, but each dupe turns into a scrap, and a currency used to craft items found in supply drops. They are not purchasable towards real money. Finally, the Coalition reveals that Gears 5 will offer time boosts for sale. You'll find things like double multiplayer XP, double character XP, and double supply drop progression. These can be bought with real-world money. Gears is out September 10th on PC and Xbox One. Hallelujah. Somebody finally got it right.
Yeah.
I cannot say enough about that article, about how perfect everything that I just read to you is. No loot boxes. Oh, there will be loot boxes, but you can only get them through playing the game. Okay? You know, you can buy the iron with real world money, but you know exactly what you're getting. So it's like saying, oh, I see this up here for $5. I could get it out of progression. I could put it together with scrap, but I kind of want it now. So I'll pay the money for that. Or you could take the time and slowly unlock it through their system. You know, it kind of sounds like how the loot boxes work for like Heroes of the Storm. Except, you know, for Heroes of the Storm, buy the loot boxes too. But it works the same way. If you get a duplicate, you get shards. You can use the shards up to unlock, you know, whatever cosmetic things that you want. So this sounds absolutely like the perfect system. It gives you it gives you a tier system to open cosmetics that's going to be absolutely dead set clear period what you have to do. You know, there's not going to be any mysteries. It's going to be, you do this, you get your stuff. You know, well, like other games will have these sort of progression systems, but it's just like, you got to do to unlock it. Well, I don't know what to do. You know? So, I think this is one of the few times that a game that has these sort of loot box progression systems and all that other, and crafting, have done this correctly.
Yeah.
So, what more can you possibly say? You got it right. Coalition, you did it right. And I honestly hope that other companies will see this and see how perfect this is, at least on paper. This is on paper, remind you, how perfect this system is going to be. So, original Devil May Cry will be arriving on the Switch next week, as of the 20th, so in 4 or 5 days. DMC has a release date for the Switch, announced in May. Well, I should say Devil May Cry, I can't say DMC. Devil May Cry has a release date for the Switch. Announced in May, the original Devil May Cry will be released on June 25th. So, Tuesday. Yes? Tuesday. Yes. While it's not the entire Devil May Cry HD collection, which released on PC, PS4, and Xbox One in late winter of 2018, at least Dante will arrive in some capacity. When it was announced for the Switch, Capcom said it had nothing further to add regarding additional installments. Hopefully, Devil May Cry does well enough to warrant a release for Devil May Cry 2 and 3. Everyone needs a little extra Dante in their life. You will be able to pick up the game digitally through the eShop for $19.99 and will require 9.2 gig of free space.
A huge chunk.
The June 25th release date applies to Europe and North America. That's a 9.2 gig. That's kind of big, man.
Well, I guess it's a redone version of it as well. So.
I mean, I suppose, but it's like, oof. It's a decent price. You know, $19.99 for Devil May Cry. If you haven't played the first game, it's pretty hard. You know.
I don't think I've ever played any of those.
I won't say it's like Devil May Cry 3, but you know. So, June 25th for Devil May Cry on the Switch. Alright. This is what I was talking about before. EA defends its loot box system to Parliament, calling them surprise mechanics.
Alright.
During a session with the United Kingdom Parliament Digital, Cultural, Media and Sport Committee, EA says that its randomized purchases are not loot boxes, but rather surprise mechanics. Representatives from EA and Fortnite met with the committee Wednesday to discuss the implementation of loot boxes in games such as Battlefield 2 and Fortnite. During the meeting, EA's VP of Legal Government Affairs, Kerry Hopkins, said, "We do agree with the UK Gambling Commission, the Australian Gambling Commission, and many other gambling commissions of which that they aren't gambling. And we are also disagree that there's evidence that shows that leads to gambling. Instead, we think it's like many other products that people enjoy in a healthy way and like the elements of surprise." Hopkins said that the company's randomized purchases aren't loot boxes, but rather surprise mechanics. In the case of EA's FIFA Ultimate Team, these surprise mechanics take the form of FIFA points that can be used to buy player packs. The game came under fire in Belgium this year, though, because players could use real currency to purchase FIFA points, a system that the country decided was in violation of its law. Whether it's a loot box or not, Hopkins defended the system to the committee, comparing these systems to the mechanics of surprise toys, which have been around for years, whether it's Kinder Eggs, Hatchimals, or Royale Surprise. Loot box systems and their similarities to gambling have become an industry-wide and international discussion for the past 2 years, especially since EA's Battlefront 2 launched Nightmare. Last year, the UK's Gambling Commission took the stance that loot boxes are a gateway drug to proper gambling issues, with the royal family called for games like Fortnite to be banned. EA, are you fucking serious? Are you kidding? Are you actually kidding? Are you comparing FIFA and Fortnite loot boxes to fucking Kinder Eggs?
Kinder Eggs, you don't know what you're getting, but you don't get any benefit. You just get a little toy to play with. That's it. Same thing with Hatchimals, All Surprise, all that stuff. It's just little fun little things that you get. When you're going in there to get like a boost to stats or a gun that's better than somebody else's, that kind of stuff that makes you better in game because you paid for it, that's called pay to win. And yes, that is gambling. You're basically saying, hey, give us your money so that you might become better in game.
This is stupid on so many levels. It hurts. How do you compare those two things?
They're not even
and
close.
how can you possibly say that it's not a form of gambling? When you take your $20 and you buy those 10 loot boxes, you have a chance to get what you want. You are not guaranteed to get what you want. You are paying money to get something that does not have a guaranteed end result. That is gambling.
Mm-hmm.
By definition, you are gambling that you are going to get these things. It's not a Kinder Egg.
No.
Where you are going to open this Kinder Egg and you already know what's going to be in that. You already know it's going to be a toy. You already know that.
You don't know what kind of toy it is, but
your
one little toy in one egg is not going to be any better or worse, really, than the toy in another egg.
And the thing is, when it comes to like loot boxes and stuff like that, there are things that are going to make you better in one game and better to another game. For games like FIFA, okay. For games like Overwatch, it's completely cosmetic. It's always cosmetic, all right. So in those sort of lights, it's like you're gambling for something that actually has no real world value at all.
Yeah, which do you really consider it gambling then?
Sure, of course it is. Because, let's put it this way, it makes it a level of gambling that's worse than actual gambling, okay?
True, because you don't actually get a real payout from it. You don't get a benefit.
So like say you go to the casino, you put your $100 down on black. You spin the ball. It comes out black. You get your money. Okay? But it's not a guaranteed outlook, you know? You may go up, you may go down in your value. Okay? That's how gambling works. You know, I work in a casino, so trust me, I know how this works. Alright? So there is actual value in gambling because there is a possibility that at the end of your session of gambling could win. All right? There's no value. There's no value in any of these things. Cosmetic, it doesn't matter. FIFA, Fortnite and Overwatch are like the big two main problems because FIFA can give you something that will actually improve your game. All right? So when it comes to something like FIFA, it's not as bad, but still bad, you know, because FIFA is a pay-to-win sort of thing, all right? When you do the loot boxes for FIFA, it will improve your game to where games like Fortnite and Overwatch are completely worthless. 100% worthless. There's nothing in any of those loot boxes that improves the quality of your game. Nothing. Outside of maybe if I turn the conversation around and talk about the loot boxes within Fortnite Save the World, that's a little different. Because Fortnite Save the World actually does have things that'll help you play the game better. But that's a single player thing. It's like a single player, multiplayer, offline thing. Mm-hmm. You're not competing against anybody there. You're competing, it's PvE. Okay? So for what that's worth, once you finish that and finish the game, what the fuck's the point? There's no value in these things anymore. Right? So to actually compare these things to like Kinder Eggs, Hatchimals, or LOL Surprise, at least you know you're gonna be getting something out of that. You have something tangible that you're going to be getting out of those. Not to mention, you know, Kinder Eggs at least give you some chocolate. You get that much out of it, you know. So even in that tiny little bit of the difference of transactions towards a loot box and a Kinder Egg, the Kinder Egg at its base value has chocolate, something fucking tangible that you can hold in your hand and do something. Mm-hmm. Plus, you get the thing in it.
Another smaller egg.
Right. So to compare these two things, it's like comparing apples and oranges. It's just they don't have anything to do with one another. And the fact that you will actually go in front of Congress, or Parliament, the United Kingdom's Parliament, and look these people in the eye and tell them that this isn't gambling, they are surprise mechanics, is one of the most absolutely just brain dead, stupid, and clearly just
Basically, anything that's a loot box that you pay money for whatsoever is gambling.
Yep.
That's what it comes down to.
It's just that plain and simple. And the EA has no way to defend it, so this is the best thing that they can come up with, a surprise mechanic. Like,
again, do what Gears 5 is doing and pay people to get their loot boxes, basically. Hey, you're playing X amount of hours from our game, so here's your loot boxes. You know, you're making sure that people are seeing your game on Twitch or on YouTube, or you're letting your friends know, you're playing with your friends, letting your other friends know who don't play. That's good. That's, you know, PR for them. Free. Good. You know.
So, it's just, EA, it wasn't bad enough that you were already just, you know, EA, and clearly the most corrupt fucking gaming company on the planet. Then you have the balls to go in front of Parliament and say that you aren't supporting gambling, you're supporting surprise mechanics. Just another level of stupid. Moving on. So the dragons that you guys have been seeing in Apex Legends, they are going to be lootable now. Dragons don't just belong in Skyrim and Game of Thrones, because now they have a home in Apex Legends. They're called flyers, but don't be mistaken, they're dragons. And they're flying around the map with loot in their talons. You can shoot them out of the sky, as in the video below, and pillage the chests that contain loot from people on your Apex Legends friend list. Players spotted flyers hanging above the map in recent weeks, but the beasts have always kept to themselves, until now. Respawn teased something a little bigger than flyers in its trailer for the upcoming Season 2, so perhaps this sudden activity is building towards a larger reveal when the new season begins in Season 2. Or Season 2 begins on July 2nd. Jeez. Season 2 launches with a new host of balance tweaks and a brand new character named Watson. So as you can see in the movie, that's basically what's going to be happening. These guys are going to be shootable, and they're going to drop big old loot crates worth of stuff. Maybe I shouldn't say loot crates. But I think this is a really cool new mechanic that's like, oh hey, you got the big old dragons that are flying around, but to shoot them down, you kind of give yourself away a little bit, so...
You're going to be gambling with your accuracy, though.
Oh, see what you did there. So fuck you, EA. So, moving on, we got Square Enix Ethics Department has requested that Tifa doesn't, do Tifa things.
She's got big boobs, and everyone's all like, oh no, don't change your boobs. That's what she's known for.
Square Enix Ethics Department told the Final Fantasy VII Remake development team to tone down on Tifa's chest so it would not get unnatural during all the intense action. Latest issue of Weekly Famitsu, translated by Gamatsu, divulged a few new details about the upcoming FF7 remake, including changes to Tifa Lockhart's character design. The team wanted Tifa to look athletic, so they slimmed her down, gave her abs, and put her in fitted clothes. Tifa's design is a lot more proportionate and respectful now than her previous incarnation in 1997, of which to a character literally refers to as boobs. The interview also confirmed that Cloud's famous cross-dressing quest at the Honeybee Inn will return in the remake. The developer said that they've made the quest more modern, and that they have considered how these scenes may not have aged well. So, the first part of the multiplayer remake launches March 3rd, 2020. So, that's what we're concentrating on. Yeah. Okay, Square. We can leave we can leave the old cross-dressing Cloud scene in there, but, and if you know anything about that scene, some things happened to Cloud in that scene. Just throwing that out there. They hint at it, but they don't outright tell you things that happen to Cloud. But, let's tone down Tifa. I just, man, I don't know. That's just kind of always been part of Tifa's design. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, you know, Cloud, like, they if you're looking at some of the things, they toned her down a lot. They changed a lot about her. You know, now she has like these leggings, and she has like like shorts on underneath her skirt and everything. It's like they've completely changed her.
Yeah, didn't her hair be tied back most of the time?
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, I always thought that her face would look more, not that she wouldn't look pretty, but like, she'd look like she's more like tough. You know what I mean? Because I mean, she is a physical hand-to-hand combat person, so I mean, you know, she's probably used to getting like a punch in the face, and probably, you know, what you would expect for a woman to look like who's used to getting that kind of punishment. So I mean, you know, you'd think that she'd look a little bit more rough, but they make her look like a high school girl, really. I mean, I don't know, it's weird how, again, it's just the way that the world is. Everyone is too sensitive about it, and that we have to fit a certain image all the time. It's like, Jesus.
So I mean, like, what comes next on it? Like, Cloud's got this really big sword, and it's a representation for how insecure he is about himself. So he carries around this overly sized sword.
Look at Barrett.
And
they slimmed down Barrett a lot.
And
he was a big dude in the original Final Fantasy VII. And this now, he looks all like muscly, and he's actually like thin in the stomach. He had a huge gut kind of thing going for him in the first one. So that's what I'm saying. They're changing it all for what everyone thinks is supposed to be the perfect image of a person. So
I mean, it's just silliness.
Yeah,
Tifa has always been known about that. And now all of a sudden Square has an ethics department that's going to complain about it now. It's like, this is how Tifa's been. Final Fantasy VII been around since 1997, I think. Mm-hmm. So like, she's been a character for 20-something years, and that's kind of how Tifa's always aesthetically been. She's always been about, you know, she's super cute and she's super hot and she's got the big boobs. That's just how Tifa's always been. Mm-hmm. But, like, how many people, like, were we ever complaining about that before now? Not really. And it's just kind of always, I don't know. I'm not really sure how I can just look at Cloud and see how his design's not changed. Like, maybe he looks a little different physically, but, like, Barrett looks, I actually like the way Barrett looks now. I think that, you know, due to like the limitation of how the PlayStation 1 was able to render characters, maybe that's what Barrett was always supposed to look like.
Maybe that's what Tifa was supposed to look like, and someone just decided to inflate her boobs more. Same thing could be said. And that's what I'm saying, like, just go with what they actually look like. You know, maybe Barrett, he like more or less live in a bar, or that's what her hideout is, or whatever the fuck it is.
Right, yeah.
So, I mean, maybe he just has a beer gut. Doesn't mean he's not tough. Doesn't mean he doesn't still have an arm that's a fucking gun. You know?
Right.
But
that's the thing. It's like, for Tifa's character, like, why change her? Was she any less tough, or, like, you know, did she do any less actions because she had the boobs before? No. I mean, this sounds terrible coming from a guy, but it's just like, I guarantee if we got my wife in on this conversation and we said, hey, they trimmed down Tifa's boobs because she's going to be doing kicky and punchy things, she's going to find it just as ridiculous as I am.
Well, yeah.
You know? Guarantee you it's going to sound just as ridiculous coming from her and from anybody else. It's just, that's the way Tifa's been. Why are we changing this now? Because we're worried about Tifa having gratuitous panty shots? Have you played Dissidia? Come on, guys. Give me a break. So, anyway, speaking of Monster Hunter, no, it wasn't speaking of Monster Hunter. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Monster Hunter World Iceborne beta details are revealed. Preload now live. Capcom has revealed that you will be able to access the Monster Hunter World Iceborne betas and very soon. The Iceborne betas will give players a sneak peek into the expansion, including a look at the new Hoarfrost Reach locale and a new monster. People who are playing it on PlayStation Plus can already get in on it now, and it's gonna. By the time that if you watch the podcast after today, the PlayStation Plus is probably already going to be ended. But all PlayStation users are going to be able to get in on it from June 28th all the way to July 1st. Mm-hmm. So the beta preload is available from now for the pre-exclusive wave, plus exclusive wave. You do not need to own Monster Hunter World to participate in either of the two phases. When you get in, you can explore the training area and participate in 3 quests: the beginner-friendly Great Jagras Hunt from the base game for newbies, New Horde Brute Wyvern Banbarrow Hunt for intermediate players, and the returning monster Tigrex Hunt for advanced players. The beta will let you test out all 14 weapon types too, and completing each quest nets you a consumable item pack kept at one quest that will be available when Iceborne launches. Capcom shared a new trailer today that takes gamers on a tour of the upcoming expansion. Monster Hunter World Iceborne launches on September 6th for PS4 and Xbox One, and is slated for launch on PC later on in the winter. I know a lot of people who are super excited for like new stuff for Monster Hunter World, so if you're going to be... it really seems weird to me that this isn't going to be a PlayStation thing. Like, if the game's going to be releasing on the PC, then I'm kind of curious about why there isn't going to be any PC launches. Maybe there will be in the future. And also, if it's going to be coming in at the same time for the Xbox One, why they're not included too. Like, maybe this is just going to be a stress test thingy, or just like making sure that, you know...
I know that people who get beta towards this might actually end up like hacking it or keeping it somehow, keep it going after they close it.
Right. So a little update on the last time that I chimed in on this. Mortal Kombat 11 is still the best-selling game across all consoles. Mortal Kombat 11 is once again topping the charts in this quiet pre-E3 month. The NPD group has revealed sales and revenue data for games in the business. Data for games business in the U.S. May, unsurprisingly, saw a decline in spending across hardware and software, an overall drop of 11% compared to May of last year. Gaming hardware, software, accessories, and game cards combined generated $641 million during the month.
Oh man, it's so low.
Yeah, right. Hardware spending in May declined by a whopping 20% compared to last year, the result of the drop in unit sales for PS4 and Xbox One. The Switch, however, is the only platform that continues to see growth, but wasn't enough to offset the steep decline of the PlayStation and Xbox. Not that I'm really surprised by that. No. Of all the things that I've had, of all the consoles that I've ever had, and it's like, hey, I have this new console, I'm going to get a few games for it, and then, you know, like, maybe a new game comes out, I'll play on my new console. I'll play on the Switch. I have played on this thing constantly. I've been on the Switch all the time.
Yeah, you know? It's probably a great system.
It's fantastic.
I'm a little worried to get one. I'm dying to have one. Don't get me wrong. I would love Nintendo again. You got one sitting around as a doorstop. I'm more than happy to take it off your hands. But I mean, yeah, like it seems like Nintendo is going back in the right direction, and they're putting more focus into the retro stuff now, which is I'm pretty sure I've been saying that since I started YouTube.
Yay! I mean, we are the, you know, retro.
Fuck, man! It's about time. Like they were just doing that stupid quirky. Oh, let's get old people playing video games. If they want to play video games, they'll play video games. There's no worries about that. All right, like, you know, you don't need some flickety friggin' motion sensors and stuff in order to have a good time with a video game.
Well,
all you need is a controller and a good game. That's it.
We got to make sure that Grandpa Joe with the bad hip is able to play his Wii bowling.
Right? Like, who cares?
Anyway, software sales across all platforms generated $262 million in May, a 13% decline compared to last year. In fact, the NPD notes that May 2019 has had the lowest software sales since May of 2013, meaning this entire generation.
Wow.
Dollar sales of new releases in May of 2019 have also been the lowest in May since 1998. All of this is to say April's best performers continue to dominate in May. MK11 is May's bestseller and so far 2019's best-selling game as well. It also seems to have a longer tail than most of Mortal Kombat games, as MK11 nearly doubled second-month sales of any Mortal Kombat game of the brand. Likewise, Days Gone kept its number 2 spot. New entry Total War 3 Kingdoms achieved the impressive 3rd spot for a PC-only game, followed by Rage 2. So, Switch stuff is not really that surprising. Smash is up there. Red Dead 2 is up there. PS4, the new Spider-Man game is up there. Not really big surprise.
You know what? It doesn't seem like as many people were talking about Red Dead 2 as they did about the first one. It just really doesn't seem like people cared about it as much.
I really want to, but the problem is that, the more and more I go on, don't get me wrong, okay? Don't get me wrong at all. Red Dead Redemption was a godlike game. It was so fucking good. But the more it ages, the more I realize is that it's just it's a Western Assassin's Creed clone. And unless Red Dead Redemption 2 did something different, I have a really hard time saying I really have to go get this game. Mm-hmm. Because I don't really enjoy the Assassin's Creed games because it's the same thing over and over and over again. And I kind of put the blinders on for Red Dead Redemption because I really love old Western games. Mm-hmm. I played some game like Gun. God, I played the Ever Living Hell out of Gun. That was like a PS2 Western shooter game. There are some games that I'm probably sure that are like old Western and some of you guys never heard of that I've played. But so MK1 is probably going to dominate for another few months because it's, the best MK game that's ever been made by the word of a lot of people. Yeah. And, until something else comes out that's going to dethrone it possibly, I'm looking at you, Samurai Show now, that will probably stay on top for a few more months.
Oh, for sure.
Monster Hunter movie as their first trailer leaked online. Trailer for the Mila Jovovich. I see you looking fun at me, making fun of me, Steve. Mila Jovovich led a Monster Hunter movie leaked online last night during the Shanghai International Film Festival. Jovovich makes an appearance during the 30-second teaser, which shows her standing in the bones of a long-dead leviathan, caked by sand in a rusty desert. That's dusty. God. You can watch the trailer. We put it up there.
Yeah, for those who are watching on YouTube later.
Yeah.
For those who are listening, I apologize that you can't see.
It looks cool. Ooh, Monster Hunter stuff. Ooh, it's a woman that looks dusty. The film went into production in September 2018. Paul W.S. Anderson, who directed the 1995 Mortal Kombat and wrote 2004's Resident Evil Apocalypse, is directing Monster Hunter.
So if you're into Dusty Girls.
If you're into Dusty Girls, there you go. Dr. Mario World is out in July. Check out the first gameplay trailer we've got. Dr. Mario World launches next month, and Nintendo is officially ready to talk about gameplay. Nintendo has unveiled Dr. Mario World as of today. Announced back in February, Dr. Mario World launches July 10th on Android and iOS. If you played the classic Dr. Mario, World's Match 3 puzzle gameplay should be familiar, in that you match similarly colored pills to destroy viruses. Dr. Mario World also features other Mushroom Kingdom characters such as Yoshi, Toad, Peach, and Bowser. Each Doctor has a unique special ability, and you can buy more Doctors using coins of in-game currency or diamonds. Dr. Mario World is free to play, but features microtransactions. You can spend real money on diamonds, the game's premium currency. Diamonds let you replenish stamina, obtain items, use stage continues, and purchase new characters. Outside of the traditional single-player mode, you can also challenge other players in real-time head-to-head matches. If you want to get notified as soon as the game goes live, you can pre-register now. I'm not sure how I feel about the game going bottom to top. mean, other than that, I mean, it's kind of like.
I mean, it's something, but let me just go back on the trailer here. Anyone else notice something wrong here?
It's got them starry things at the top.
No, look at how small this is, man.
Oh, yeah.
You're not going to have it this big that they're showing you. You're going to have it this big. And that's your screen inflated as well. Remember that.
And also, it's like it feels like it's not going to be like a traditional Dr. Mario, because you are clearly going to be limited on the number of capsules you can use per stage. It's like
there's a lot of stuff that I can see that they could do with it, but personally, I'm just not an iOS or I don't play games on my phone just because I don't have time.
Yeah, I mean this. I'm excited because it's Dr. Mario. But at the same time, it's going to be like, this is just another Candy Crush type of game. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, or maybe not Candy Crush, but like the other games that give you X amount of moves to finish this thing to happen and blah, blah, blah. It's like, I really wanted something different to come out of this, and I really don't feel like there is going to be anything different coming out of this.
No.
So Bethesda still wants to support Fallout 76 mods, but the server switch has complicated things. When Fallout 76 launched, Bethesda said it wanted to support mods, but wasn't a priority at launch. Fast forward a year, and we're no closer to full mod support. According to development director Chris Mayer, this is partially because the engine switched to a client-server model. It mandated that we change everything from the scripting engine to how the systems work, because how you have to round trip from client to the server to get it validated by the server and back to the client for most of our systems. The gist of it is, allowing mods would mean Bethesda first needs to give players a way to run their own servers. However, I will say that we know that modding is an extremely big part of the Bethesda community and something that people love about all the Bethesda games, going as far back as Morrowind. So it's on our roadmap. I think once we start doing some cool things with the private servers, you're going to start seeing us then allow players to change more. It'll be a step-by-step process as we lay out. It's something we definitely want to do. Fallout 76 is currently in triage, with Bethesda prioritizing new features and the most egregious bugs. So don't expect mod support anytime soon.
Well, let me interject there. Not only is modding an extreme part of the Bethesda community, do you know what they've done with some of the games that Bethesda didn't bother to do? Have you seen the updated Morrowind where it doesn't look like you're staring off into an endless fog? Have you seen Skywind where they're trying to incorporate Morrowind into Skyrim? And how they want to do Skyblivion and put Oblivion into Skyrim? I want all those games as one game so that you can go through the entire thing. I'm going to go on a vacation to Skyrim and stay at my mansion.
I want to play Morrow Oblivion Wind. Or Rim, I should say.
Yeah, Sky Oblivion Rim.
Oblivion Rim. So there you go. That's what we want to do.
Yeah,
so
they do a lot in the modding community, and I think that they should definitely open that up, because obviously people improve the games and make the playability and the replay value of the game increase tenfold.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And they need to do something with Fallout 76, because for what I'm understanding, it's just kind of like unanimously kind of like for a Fallout game. So the ability to give people to do what they want with the game, I think is like, yes, you need to get rid of all the bugs. You need to get rid of all the things that are making people go about Fallout 76. Clearly that's the first thing you need to do. So you need to really like do that stuff and then get to these, private servers, so that people can take a look at Fallout 76 and not look at all of like the negative reviews that it's getting because of their bugs, and get more people interested in playing it. When I read this, boy, Oh, I'm so excited for this. Doom Eternal Soul-style invasions are seen as an endgame activity for masterful players. One of Doom Eternal's biggest new features is an invasion mechanic that allows you to play as a demon and disrupt a single-player game. It's something that you have to opt into, however, and the developer sees it as endgame activity for the heart. At the moment, it's still being worked on, so the pace of these invasions is still being tweaked. However, demons will still be able to choose from a large pool of enemy types, basically any available in battle mode, regardless of the pool of enemies in a particular level, and they will be let loose in another player's game. This is a very cat and mouse type of dynamic to it, creative director Hugo Martin explained. As a demon, you have the ability to hide within the environment, get ahead of him, sneak up on him, and there's a bit of hide and seek mechanic to it. And really the crux of it is that we want people to play through the campaign. We've thought about invasion as much more of an endgame type of thing. The developer wants people to jump into battle mode after the campaign's done and get used to playing as demons, then mix it up in the campaign with invasions. Then you get these players who love playing as the Slayer and want to play through the campaign again. And they say, bring it on, show me what you can dish out at me. And from a demon perspective, it's the ultimate opportunity to grief, and basically jump in a Slayer's game and poke him in the chest and say, I'm going to take you. This actually requires both of these sides to have a bit of experience with the game, and it's a ton of fun. There will be a few areas and levels where you can't be invaded, but it's otherwise fair game. For demons, mastery of the level and timing will be key, while the Doom Slayer needs to rely more on reactions and movement. When you're playing as a demon, there are going to be different things you can do. Like as an example, there's bounce pads that are only visible to demons that can help them get to different places. And if the gate is closed for the Slayer, it may be open for the demon. As you're the demon, you can see different things in the world. You can always see the Slayer. You're always lurking. You're going to be more successful if you know the level. Executive producer Marty Stratton said. So that's why we feel like it's more of a late game feature, something that people probably do after they've beaten a level or something like that. That you'd want to invade it, because you can spring attack on the Slayer as a demon if you know what he's about to do because you've already beat that level. One example we're given is the invader springing a trap on a Doom Slayer as he navigates across wall-climbing platform sections. As they say, knowing the levels will be a boon if you want to be a successful demon. For Doom Slayer, it's a dynamic, unpredictable new challenge to overcome. It also adds a bunch of tension since you're notified when your game has been invaded, but you won't see the demon until they decide to show themselves. Doom Eternal releases on November 22nd. Check out more of their Doom Eternal preview.
Yeah. It looks pretty good, dude. This actually looks really good. I haven't been into Doom all that much, but this makes me want to play it. This looks fun. For a first-person shooter game, this looks like a lot of fun. I would play this. And I haven't felt that way about a first-person shooter game in so long.
You have no clue how much I want this. I'm going to be able to grief other players as a demon? You chose to do it, boys! Yeah. I'm going to move on before I sit here and talk about Doom for 20 minutes. I don't think we want that. So, to finish out my news, I have 2 Animal Crossing updates here. New Horizons will let you set your region so that you can match your season to the real world. Great news for those of us in the Southern Hemisphere. The next Animal Crossing will let us match up our seasons. In previous Animal Crossing games, you had no choice but to experience the seasons of the Northern Hemisphere, as the game's real-time clock tracks with the day and date of the system hardware. When it was summer in Australia, it was winter in Animal Crossing. But that's set to change. As Vooks has noted, a Nintendo Treehouse video embedded right there, producer Higashi Nogami has promised that you'll be able to choose which hemisphere you experience Animal Crossing New Horizon in when it releases for the Switch next year. The announcement starts just past the 8:30 mark. While previous games have always been set in the Northern Hemisphere, this game will let you choose. If you still prefer a white Christmas, you can maintain that, but players who want the weather on their island to match the conditions outside can do that. Animal Crossing New Horizons was shown off at E3 this year, and it's looking good. It'll have 8-player mode.
Oh.
And we'd imagine that if you visit someone who has set their hemisphere to the opposite of yours, it'll really feel like you've traveled a long way. Animal Crossing New Horizons launches March 20th, 2020. We just set Stefan off by saying
8 players in Animal Crossing. Ooh. Ooh. I can see that becoming a nice big community thing. And all the boys got like fucking Switches already. I'm gonna be the fucking late person. But I'll still get it before Animal Crossing comes out. I'll get that special
March
Switch.
20th, man. You got some time.
I hope so. Whoa, what was that?
But
What is?
I mean,
What is?
I think this is like a great cultural like change to just say, hey, maybe not everybody plays this in North America. Maybe there's some people who play in Australia or Brazil or Chile or New Zealand or something like that.
Africa.
That don't get, maybe they don't get white Christmases like we do. So I think that's like a really, really smart addition to a game that's already going to be huge. Just something as minor as just saying, hey, maybe Christmas doesn't snow for you.
Yeah.
So, we're just going to make our world as close to yours.
Oh,
So, the other piece of news is that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Resetti's out of a job. Everyone's favorite terse, annoying mole, Animal Crossing's Mr. Resetti, needs to find a new job. In previous Animal Crossing games, Mr. Resetti would appear and berate any player who dared to turn off their console without saving first. This violates the spirit and preeminence of Animal Crossing after all. His lectures could be irritating, but a part of us always loved him as part of the Animal Crossing ecosystem. But Animal Crossing New Horizons will have auto-saving, so you don't need to return your character to bed at the end of every session. This means that Resetti is out of a job and will, by the sound of it, take on a different role in the game, now no longer able to perform the role assigned to him by nominative determinism. Meanwhile, in an interview at Mashable, project lead Aya Kyogoku has spoke out about Resetti's need for a new role. I think this will be a positive thing for the player, because in New Horizon you can stop playing in the middle of your game and it'll still save. But unfortunately, because there's no necessity to reset the game or reset button on the Switch, Mr. Resetti has had a hard time. He was laid off from his position. We also believe that Mr. Resetti is also looking for a new job after his layoff, so please look forward to that.
I mean, he is a mole, and I mean, we just seen in that last video that there was clay and some kind of minerals and stuff coming out of those rocks, which means maybe he has something to do with, like,
Get a new mining job, I guess.
Mining, or what's the word, a geology type of position there.
So, rest in peace, Mr. Resetti. Rest in peace.
He's still alive, Jesus, man. Don't make it like that.
So, that is my section of the news for this half of the podcast. So I will send it over to you, Stefan, for some new world records.
Thank you, sir. We got a few different world records. We had a couple, again, change hands. So I just listed, once again, the ones that we need to have there. So, starting off, and again, these have been here every week so far, a couple of them. Like, Mappyland, all stages, one loop. 21 minutes, 49 seconds by 01 Ogo Pogo. Him and a couple other people have been going back and forth with Mappyland for a while.
Right.
Kid Icarus, any percent. 2144 by Fruit Bat Salad. Duck Hunt, 100,000 points, Game B. In 2 minutes, 50.89 seconds by Carter 44. An update to the last world record last week. Hello Kitty no Hanabatake. any percent, 13 minutes 45 seconds by the terrific Tracy. Solomon's Key, any percent, 12:31 by Metroid McFly. A game that's been on every week so far, it seems. City Connection, all levels, 15 minutes 9 seconds by Tig Dwan.
Wow.
Base Wars, any percent, one game, 2 minutes 57 seconds by Zerfall. I actually watched the next one, Shatterhand, any percent, 20 minutes 23 seconds by Tarbash. That was really fun to watch. He got some
20 minutes for Shatterhand.
Yeah. Next up is Funhouse, any percent, with Warps, 27 minutes 3 seconds by Mix Master PJ. Up next is Super Dodgeball, 100% normal, and 6 minutes 13 seconds by Schmitty Games. Chubby Cherub, any percent, 16 minutes 34 seconds by Super Pitfro. Anticipation Easy, in 6 minutes 10 seconds by Bald Nate. Another Kid Icarus world record, Best Ending, 33 minutes 54 seconds by Fruit Bat Salad.
Wow.
And our last one, it's strange too, Tennis, the NES Black Box Tennis, all levels, 1 hour 11 minutes 48.032 seconds. Oh, and I did not grab the name. What a bad man I am. We're going to lose Scott's face for a second.
Sorry. Hi, everybody.
That was done by Kung Fu. There we go. And we got Scott's beautiful face is back. Yeah. I'm hiding my face with this Link hooded robe. So you can't see my gruff, or my head that still needs to be shaved more. Oh. Anyways. Up next, we're going to go through some gaming deals. Ooh, starting out with Humble Bundle. Humble Bundle has Watch Dogs 2 Gold Edition on. Save 80% right now off of Watch Dogs 2 Gold Edition. So it's down from $120 to $24.
That's,
way to steal
pretty
the games.
Good. That's pretty good.
Yeah. That's a huge save. It's only on anyone listening to the podcast later. I apologize. It's already over. But they still have some different sales on the Watch Dogs series, so have a look for that. Up next, we have, the Batman Arkham Collection. It's open for the next 4 days. It's 75% off, $80 to $20. This is Canadian.
Wow, that's pretty good. If you haven't played any of the Arkham series, like the Batman Arkham series are all really good games. So
I haven't played any yet, but I've watched it a few times on streams.
They're all really, really good games.
Yeah. Up next, one game that I actually enjoyed, Mr. 6 of the Engaged Gamers. He played this a lot. Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. It's down 75% off from $33 to $8.24. Nice. The gameplay in this game is really different. I haven't played it myself, but watching him play, it's pretty crazy. There's a lot to do with parrying and dodging, and it's just very advanced, like combat, I guess.
Yeah, it's a little bit different for a Metal Gear game, but it's still pretty good.
There's not so much shooting as there is hand-to-hand combat, which personally, that sounds good to me.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
Next up, Return of Obra Dinn. Now, the reason why I wanted to showcase this one, it's only 10% off. It's just newly out. But the game itself actually looks kind of cool. I like the Game Boy Color theme. And it's an adventure game. In 1807, you climb up onto a ship. Right now, this has got me like, I'm so excited. What? Why are we... Okay, I was gonna say, don't do that. I didn't get to watch the whole thing yet, but the first little bit that I seen was just that part that we just watched, and I was like, ooh, this looks interesting. I like the look of it because it kind of makes it feel more retro by making the color scheme so, like, I guess low as it is.
Yeah. I mean, holy crap. Like, just working in black and white and being able to make things just so like, whoa, what here? Got some super hot levels of stuff going on here.
Yeah, see, this is cool, and this kind of reminds me of like early Windows type of game.
Right.
This is really cool.
Cow.
Whoa. So like, we just going back and seeing what happened by touching a corpse or something?
Wow, some of these.
That's Voyage to Orient. Whoop. Adventure and Tragedy. Alright. So yeah, this could be quite the fun game. It looks like something I would enjoy because I'm a fucking nerd.
Nerd.
Oh, I'm fine with it. Shot with a gun by an unknown attacker. Jesus.
Oh, so you have to like put together like a puzzle of what's going on, and
I guess so, yeah.
huh.
Could be like a murder mystery type of thing.
Yeah. Just the way it looks is like fantastic, so I really like that.
Just the title over here looks fucking fantastic.
Right.
Alright, up next we have the Gabriel Knight Sins of the Father's 20th Anniversary Edition. The first time I played a Gabriel Knight game was on a Windows 98 computer, and I thought it was trippy as hell. I remember that we had to we got into an attic from outside of a house, and the guy who was suspected for killing someone was coming up the stairs at the same time, so you had to like hide away from him, but you could see out through like the little slot from the little bureau that you're hiding in kind of thing. Oh, it's so trippy. So it's a point and click kind of game, but 75% off. If you're into point and clicks, it was $22, now it's $5.50. So that's a decent price for
sounds like value.
That. And again, another point and click game, Dave the Tentacle Remastered. If you haven't played this yet, I'd be surprised, because this is like a classic point and click from Maniac Mansion series.
Yeah, for what it's worth, I actually haven't played this because like me and point and clicks like never really got along. I was more of like I was an RPG fighting game guy, so like the point and click adventures kind of passed me a little bit. Just sad because there are a lot of really good ones. Yeah, that too.
But yeah, 80% off. So once again, if you do like point and clicks, $20 to $4. That's a decent little drop in price.
And that's in the Maniac Mansion work.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we have the Dark Side Detective, 30% off. You have to kind of take a look at this game. I'm gonna load up the trailer for this again. Anyone who's listening to the podcast, I do apologize. Go and watch the trailers if you can. Again, the Dark Side Detective trailer.
This already looks neat.
Right?
This already looks pretty neat. The citizens are too dumb to notice.
Again, another point and click. But, like, the look of it is so fucking retro.
Right?
So good.
It reminds me of, like, a Space Quest sort of thing.
Yeah. Oh, whoa. Francis McQueen. Is that Girl Gods?
That is such, like, a fucking 90s detective name.
It really is, yeah.
My name is Francis McQueen. But you can call me Frank.
The dude's name is Shaq.
Shaq. Officer Patrick Doodley. Doodley. That's also like a 90s cop name. My name is Leonard Dooley. Man, what the puzzles and stuff. Yeah, this is definitely like
looks like there could be some comedy to it as well.
Yeah, I see that. It also looks like you can see ghosts through a fucking viewfinder.
And if there is comedy, they're not over-embellishing on it, which is good, because sometimes when you do that, then you're expecting it in games, so then it's not as funny. They do that with movie trailers all the time. Hey, here's all the funny parts in our movie. Now you can watch the rest of the movie and not laugh.
Forgot to mute my house phone. That's my bad.
It's alright.
That looked really neat. Really, like I like that sort of art style, that sort of Space Quest sort of art style.
Oh,
so
yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Up next, we're going to Indie Gala. We have Bloodstained Ritual of the Night at 20% off, and it just came out, so I just figured I'd throw that out there for anyone looking for a bit of a deal on the game. I think, actually, Fanatical has it for 21% off. Ooh, an extra 1%. So you could always try over there as well.
We'll have to look into that game. It looks pretty cool.
What, Bloodstained?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'll have to look into it. I don't know. I don't know if it's my kind of game. I'm not really sure. Might have to pass on that one.
Up next, we were just talking about it before, Metal Gear Solid 5, 66% off, from $30 to $10 right now. That's very cheap, and it's a great game. Again, if you played any of the Metal Gear games, you'll want this if you don't have it already.
Yeah, it's also Metal Gear, so you can't go wrong.
Yeah, really. Next, we have Mortal Kombat XL.
It's the last game in the series, but it was still pretty decent game, so getting it for like 70% off just to at least, you know, play around with the story or anything like that, it's worth it.
So from $30 to $9, once again, another great deal.
And XL had like a really good story, so if you haven't played it or seen it, it's actually really worth it.
I take it they still keep it so that everyone kind of has their own little
no, it's actually just like a big, long chaining story that everybody's actually just a part of.
Oh, okay. Jesus.
So it's actually
I haven't
really
played
good.
much Mortal Kombat since like Mortal Kombat 3.
Yeah, it's like there's just one long canon story for all of the characters. I mean, they primarily keep their eye on like Earth Special Forces, so it's like Johnny Cage, Sonya, Jackie, Cassie, and Kong Jin, and Takeda. So they're like the main characters of like the story, because like the Earth Special Forces dealing with things that are going on in the Mortal Kombat world.
All right. So we're going to move on to our next one, Injustice 2. 50% off. It's a $50 game on for $25.
No.
I haven't played it much, but I see Superman.
It's not. I mean, if you've played any of the new NetherRealm Mortal Kombat games, it's
a lot along those lines, like a fighting game.
It's the new Mortal Kombat game with a NetherRealm skin, so it clearly is going to have a fighting system that's really good, because NetherRealm really knows how to put together good fighting games.
So I just figured I'd throw it out there. Anytime I see good gaming deal, especially if it's AAA titles, I'll throw them out there, because I know it's hard to fucking afford stuff these days.
Yeah, okay.
So, I mean, if you can save 50% on a game that you want, I'm going to throw it out there and make sure you know.
Right.
Oh,
let's see more Bloodstained though.
We have the Beamdog Pick and Mix Build Your Own Bundle Pack. You can take one of these games for $5.49 or three for $11. We have the Baldur's Gate Neverwinter Nights, Baldur's Gate 2 Enhanced Edition, Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition, Baldur's Gate Siege of Dragonspear DLC, Planescape Torment Enhanced Edition, and Icewind Dale Enhanced Edition.
I mean, if you haven't played any of these games, guys,
we were just talking about these last week. I think it was.
Yeah. Getting it for like $11, you can get like the Enhanced Edition for Baldur's Gate, Neverwinter Nights, and Icewind Dale for $11. I mean, come on.
And considering each of these games are $22 each, and you're going to get three of them for half price of one.
Yep.
Yeah. And yeah, again, I haven't played much Baldur's Gate. I've seen it. I've watched one of my friends play it back in like college days, actually, and I was intrigued because I haven't heard of it at the time. It's the early days of the internet. And I was like, what the hell is this? And he was like, Baldur's Gate. I'm like, how have I never played this? And I was like, oh, wait, I know where I lived, so never mind. An island off of Newfoundland. That's all you need to know. That's not isolation at all.
Somewhere in civilization. Somewhere.
All right, up next, for a 67% off from $60 to $20, Guilty Gear...
Exerd. It's Guilty Gear Exerd Revelator.
Xrd Revelator, plus the DLC characters, plus Revision 2 all in one, and does not include optional DLCs. But still, that's...
Guilty Gear Xrd is still being played. I'm almost certain that it's still being played in Evo. I'm not sure if that's one of the 9, but one of the 9 games are playing, but I really think that Xrd Revelator is one of the games. The game is fast. The game is smooth. Combos are all skill-based. Guilty Gear is not one of those button mashing games, so if you're into like button mashing in a fighter, forget it, because Guilty Gear is not your game. Like, the better you get with a character, the better you perform. So
almost sounds like Dead or Alive, or what's that other game?
Yeah, Dead or
Soul
Alive
Calibur.
is... Yeah, Dead or Alive, Soul Calibur, and like Virtua Fighter are all like button mashing games that you can get away with doing that.
If you're a terrible player as well, though. If you're good enough at the game, button mashers have no chance.
Yeah.
Because you just counter them over and over again.
Mm-hmm. Guilty Gear is definitely one of those games where, like, even still, like, it's just one of those, like, you have to get good at this game or you're just going to get bodied by anybody with any sort of skill. Mm-hmm. But it's a fantastic game. Art style's great. Characters are great.
Yeah, it looks nice.
You know, so definitely worth it for, like, only $20.
Alright, we're going to go and explore my queue. Oh, I can already see some of the games
here we go.
For me.
This is my favorite
Police
part.
Simulator, Patrol Duty. Oh, goody.
I'm going to only accept this if I'm given a segue and a badge.
But, okay. What a sec.
I don't see any segues.
I'm not sure how... not sure how... I'm sure how... little... What's that? I don't know. You tell me. Ah! After saving the world. Oh. World's already been saved. Now it's time to rebuild your tent along with the hearts of those around you. Oh, okay. So it's kind of like a Stardew Valley-ish moon lighter or whatever the fuck that game is called.
It's kind of a neat idea. Like, nobody's ever really thought of something like that before. It's like, what do you do after the game?
Yeah, right. It'd be cool, even cooler if there was a game before this. So that you actually know who the hero is and where he came from and what was going on, and these people who had their homes destroyed or whatever the case may be.
That's a pretty cool idea. I like it.
Tennis Elbow Manager 2. Excuse? No. No, I don't even...
What?
Wolfenstein Youngblood.
Yeah, it's one of the new Wolfenstein games. You might as well just click yes because it's gonna be good. All the new Wolfenstein games have all been fantastic. They're all great freaking games. So this one's gonna be no different.
I'm not gonna be surprised. Can I see something sexy happening, like some gameplay? No, not story. Not story. Not the fucking story.
Yeah, I'm probably not gonna get any gameplay there.
Fine.
It's Wolfenstein.
Whoa.
It's gonna be good. Don't worry.
Million Arthur, Arcana Blood. 2D Fighter, Square Enix. Whoa.
I didn't know this had
right?
What? What? I didn't realize that Million Arthur was already.
Oh wow. Oh okay.
What's the release date on that?
20th. It's already out.
How did I not see this? Huh.
Fighting. Oh my god. Okay.
And Iori's in it, so I have to main Iori, nobody else.
Oh.
Iori Yagami is
This looks so good.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, Million Arthur Arcana Blood. Yeah, I haven't seen anything about this either, and this looks so good.
Yeah.
Okay, so far this week's queue is pretty good. Atelier Lalua, the Silent of... Is this not a bullet hell? RPG, JRPG, female protagonist, cute. What? What do you mean?
Yeah, it's a JRPG. You know, 16-year-old protagonists. So, you know.
Oh, well, I want to make Japanese curry so bad. They use apple in theirs. It's different. I've never tried that. Okay. Well, I'm not going to say ignore, but I'm not super interested in it. Like, if someone said, here's the game, can you play it? I'd be like,
sure.
Suppose.
Escape first, 2.
2. Adventure, indie, casual.
So, how do you have Escape first 2?
I won't ignore it.
Because if I've already escaped, then how am I escaping again?
Ooh.
Fail to sleep.
Oh, like the art style. Jesus.
Yeah, you know what this really reminds me of? This really reminds me of Out of This World.
Yeah.
Like, a lot.
Whoa, okay, this is different.
So it's Out of This World that has an inventory system, apparently.
Okay, I like this a lot.
Might do that. Interesting.
Going to my list.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of wishes. Got to. Oh! Oh!
Gato Roboto.
Oh, wow. Okay. This looks awesome.
So, Gato being a cat.
Does that look like a downwell throwback?
So you are a robot cat. Literally what the thing says.
Yeah.
And it kind of gives me like a little kind of like Mega Man-y meets I Want to Be the Guy.
Oh man, this looks good. People are gonna fucking want to speedrun that.
Mm-hmm. Roboto.
Yeah, that can go on my wish list. Damn!
Yep. Well, we've hit like 5 of them so far in this queue. It's like, I think that's like a new record.
Indie adventure, choice matters, political. Ignore. Oh no, you're going on that ignore list. Go on there. Oh, I will refresh and you will be ignored. Yeah, that's right, you better ignore. Zissy 3 Aerosoft Edition. Training simulation for PCs, the professional version of which is also being used in railway companies for engine driver training purposes. I mean, again, if someone gave it to me, I'd definitely play it at some point, but I wouldn't look to go and buy it. Ooh, Samurai Showdown Special. Samurai Showdown 5 Special. I already know I'm going to add that to my wish list, so...
You don't want to get me started?
Look at those animated GIF backgrounds. Ah! So good. Okay, we're finishing the queue. I'm sorry. My bad, everybody. Alright.
Not too bad. We get 6 games in that queue? Damn.
Oh, yeah. Alright, so for my first bit of news, an FPGA powered Mega Drive Genesis flash card that can play CD games. Spanish company Terra Onion, the same team responsible for the excellent Super SD System 3 for the PC Engine, has lifted the lid on its next project in a special Terra Onion Direct broadcast. The big news is the firm has created the world's first Mega CD, Sega CD, FPGA optical disc emulator, which means its new flash card, the Mega SD, can run CD-ROM games on pretty much any Mega Drive Genesis console, even without the actual Mega CD add-on attached. Oh, yeah. Terra Onion performed the same trick with its aforementioned Super SD System 3, which is capable of playing PC Engine CD-ROM games without the need to purchase expensive add-on drives. Retailing for €250 and shipping in August, it's pretty much the gold standard for Mega Drive flash cards. Given the fragile nature of original hardware these days, cards like this are going to be essential if you want to experience CD software on original hardware. Meaning that we may have to change RetroQuest list to include this, because that means we could add Sega CD. Like, literally, I think I've played 2, maybe 3 games on Sega CD. Like, to any extent, and when I say extent, I'm using these quotations because I literally went to a friend's house and played his 3 games for an evening. That's it.
I played, like, Sonic CD, Minecraft, Eternal Champions.
Nope. I played shitty ones like Sewer Shark.
Yeah, that dumb shit. But
I'm pretty sure he had a couple of other ones. One of them was good. I can't remember though.
Eternal Champions on Sega CD was primo. It was really, really good.
But if I'm not mistaken, the best Shining Force game is for the Sega CD.
Oh, right. Right.
So, anyways, honestly, great job, Terra Onion. That is fucking amazing. I'm so happy that that's a thing. Like, I'm looking forward to that. I hope, I would imagine, like, I'm going to have to post this into some of my groups to show them this.
They say that you can't hear pictures, but I see that picture right there, and all I hear is... Like, that's...
So I assume that the Mega SD, this new drive or whatever, is basically going to be able to do your Sega Genesis and your Sega CD, maybe even Master System. If that was the case, if you get all 3 onto the one, like, EverDrive type system.
I don't see why not.
That's all I can say.
Just have like the entire Sega library in one thing just sitting there.
Pretty much. Next up, we have some of our indie retro news by indieretronews.com. They always bring up a lot of the best games coming to like some of the lower played systems like ZX Spectrum, Commodore 64, stuff like that. And honestly, a lot of these should get a lot more love because these games usually look amazing. Indie games just keep on coming out. The one that really stood out, just released on GOG and Steam, is Hybit Studios' latest multi-genre arcade game of 98X. Many of our readers have a particular favorite when it comes to game types. This one seems to be best of both worlds. It's not just an arcade brawler, but a racing game, a jumping game, a role player. What really interests me is the shoot 'em up part in the trailer. So let's go and watch this trailer.
Wow.
And again, anyone wanting to watch any of these trailers and stuff, you're more than welcome to watch us on YouTube as well, where you'll have the live video feed. Oh, whoa. Whoa. Oh. Oh my God. Woo. And thank you for the gift sub, Father Crazy, to Mr. Scott Devin Kane.
Oh,
this is amazing. This game looks crazy. And oh my God. Oh. All right, so I need this. Oh my God.
You are not kidding. 1980X is what this is called. That looked
amazing.
Baller.
Oh wait, there's still more. Oh, I'm so excited right now.
It's already out?
Apparently it's out on GOG, yeah.
1980X.
I need this in my life.
Yes, I am literally going to be looking this up.
This
right
looks so good.
Like all those different genres in one game.
And this looks amazing. The trailer looks fucking amazing. This is great.
I'm going to try to find this on GOG real quick. 1980X.
Oh, yeah. I see Scott come online and gag.
Yeah, I told you. I'm looking for this.
Steam as well for $10. Not bad. I might have to go and have a look for that because that's.
Wait, it's on Steam too.
Yeah. Yeah. There is a Steam page for it. So yeah, it's $11.49. That's not bad. I can afford to do that. But that game looks amazing. Oh God. So yeah, you guys just seen what we've seen for the trailer. Shoot 'em up, like an outrun thing. There's an RPG, like an arcade RPG thing. The fucking graphics look so good. Like, I'm on the verge of saying something that I shouldn't say, and that's inappropriate and gross. But
$10. Are you serious?
Yeah. And again, I can't close this now. I have to leave that up for after the stream, or after the podcast.
$10 for that?
Yeah.
Are you kidding? If for anybody who's watching the podcast, like you're listening to the podcast without the visuals, 1980X is the name of this game. It's $10. There's so many different things to this game that are just awesome, and we watched like a 90-second preview.
All you gotta do is just go watch the trailer, and if that doesn't make up your mind for it, then nothing will. Oh, that was good.
Wow, $10. Like, good lord.
My God, that felt good. Anyway, sorry. Moving on, Carrion, a gory creature game, gets a new gameplay teaser. Oh.
We've shown this, right?
I don't think we showed Carrion, no.
I thought we did, because there's like, where you're going around as like that red blob in the middle, and you're like eating people on the way through. I'm almost certain we actually,
really?
Yeah. Pretty sure that we've seen.
Really, I don't remember this at all for some reason. Why jerk?
Yeah, you're going around as like that red bloody blob thing.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Alright, well that's different. Well, it's not due until 2020, but it looks
Still looks
crazy.
like a pretty cool game. Yeah, it does.
Jesus.
Oh
my God, he just ate the corpse!
Mm-hmm. That's what I was saying.
Oh! Oh, this is a gameplay, like, full gameplay like, trailer teaser. We're not going to watch the full 20 minutes, but...
No, it does look like a really cool game.
Oh my God. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God, you look like a big red turd now. With tentacles. Oh. So strange.
See enough hentai to know where this game's going.
Oh yeah. Alright. Moving on. Up next we have Run Demon Run, an endless Commodore 64 runner. Coming from Icon 64. So we're going to watch the trailer for this. That's usually the best way of having a look at any of these games. Oh, classic looking graphics right there.
Yeah, right.
I like that. That's actually done really well for C64.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Probably going to be something like 8-bit runner, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Oh, wow. The animation is actually really like flowing. It's nice.
Yeah, it's definitely look like has like that 8-bit runner feel.
Oh boy. Oh God.
This is pretty cool. This is for the C64.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like the animation is like really nice.
Yeah, right.
Loving it. Like that run animation is so good, and it's just a black silhouette, but I mean, still, it looks so good.
Huh.
And it's endless too, so you're definitely going to get replay value out of it.
Oh, hell yeah. Wow.
Alright, so I get not much more needs to be said about that. It features artwork and game design by Trevor Story, with coding by Acom Volkers, and a top quality rapid soundtrack by Richard Bayless. Icon64 said the game is 99.9% done. When complete with no bugs found, they will release the game as either disc, tape, or digital download, and be available very soon from www.cytronic.net.
Oh, this looks really, really cool. I might actually try to find myself a C64 emulator so I can play this.
Yeah, dude, we're finding a lot more Amiga, C64, and like even old Atari and stuff like that. There's been a lot of cool games that we're seeing. ZX Spectrum. Oh, oh, here we go. Cathedral, a classically NES-inspired 8-bit adventure, coming soon to GOG. Oh man, I'm telling you, the games we got this week are just good. This makes me feel like old arcade style.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Oh, this kind of like, this gives me a very like Shovel Knight-y.
You see that Metroidvania type kind of map they had there?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Oh. Oh.
Oh, this looks so cool.
Right? This is what I'm saying, man. We're getting so many good games coming out. So many great developers out there.
This looks awesome.
It's so good. And this is what I'm talking about. There's so many great developers out there that are making such like fantastic games.
Yeah, this very much gives you like a Shovel Knight-y feel.
But like, it's still original. That's the best part about it. Like, oh, this is great.
It's the Castlevania meat shovel. Infinite Dagger.
What? Oh no.
Oh, you got him, dead boy. Thalia. Oh, that's a magic.
Oh wow, that's a huge map. Oh my god.
Whoa! Wow!
Wow!
You are not kidding. Holy shit!
Oh my god. How are there so many good games, man? And there's never enough time to play them.
Holy shit, that map was massive.
This is crazy.
October 2019, not soon enough.
Cathedral.
That is Cathedral.
Again, those who are just listening, go watch the Cathedral.
That was amazing.
Trailer. Oh my god, it's looking to be released towards October 2019.
That looks so good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You better move on. We're just going to sit here and gush.
Yeah. Oh. Alright. M-Kid, an upcoming Amiga game from Soy Soy. Another Amiga game featured in another heads up from Per Ola. It's the upcoming Amiga game M-Kid from Soy Soy. Game was announced today. It's a new platformer and was not only developed using the Red Pull Amiga game creator, but is also a conversion port of the MSX2 game with the same name that was mentioned as being unreleased way back in '95. The MSX2 game project was pretty advanced but never made it to final release. Although no story or further game information has been mentioned so far, from what we can see in the video above is the game features smooth scrolling, items to collect nasty traps such as spikes, deadly enemies, in-game sound and music, and finally a number of nods to Super Mario. Alright, let's have a look. Error occurred. Please try again later. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Never mind.
Hey, there we go. Let's see if we can't have a little watch of this. Here we go. Here's M-Kid. Can we get to the gameplay?
Alright.
Oh, okay. Looks really like rigid with the jumping and stuff.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, further on it doesn't look too bad. Maybe it's just the way that the dude's playing or something. Maybe they're using a keyboard instead. I don't know. Like, it doesn't look very flowing. Is my thought there? Like, oh my god! Like, even when he fell on that snake.
It looks like it has some promise.
Oh damn! Hopefully, you can make it across that pit.
Oh nope.
Yeah, I'm right on the very last pixel. Oh my god. Alright, so it looks pretty good. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's for the Amiga. But it does look very rigid in regards to the platforming itself. So hopefully they'll be able to smooth that out a little bit more. Alright, up next, we have Lost Little Spaceman. A Lost Little Spaceman and a new ZX Spectrum game. Ooh, let's have a look. Let's have a look.
Yeah, that was ZX Spectrum. Okay.
Jesus. Okay. Oh. Oh. Huh? Whoa, what happened there? Whoa, what is that? Whoa, what? What?
Oh, this is like that kind of feels like that Z there.
VVVVV?
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, VVVV is a little bit more. Whoa, what? So confused. This looks so difficult.
Right?
What is going on with all this stuff? Are you allowed to touch the lightning bolt? I don't know. Yep, okay.
Okay.
Are those like maybe like little... Oh! Those little
like
waves come and go. Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
Gotcha. Okay.
Alright. I mean, I can see this having a bit of promise to it. Again, ZX Spectrum, and I don't know, for some reason I love these colors, like these super bright cyans and stuff, like, oh.
Whoa! Hey, you got a laser.
Well, that's what happens. Wow, they just came out of nowhere, too. Crazy.
Yeah, right?
Oh, no! Alright, moving on. Caravan Boomer, upcoming MSX2 shooter, features huge musical talent. Oh, you just come across a post on MSX.org website of a brand new game that's coming to MSX2. Sure to cause a flurry in the MSX scene. Game titled as Caravan Boomer is an upcoming horizontal shooter completely written in assembly. It features the music of not just Shinji Hosoe, Dragon Spirit and Ridge Racer, and Naruto, Away and Expo, but also Tanikugu, Hallie, Vork.org, Mac, Shnabububla. Oh my god, I'm gonna butcher these names so bad. Masahiko Ishida, R-Type 2 and Ninja Spirits, and Norio Nakagata, Abarembo Tengu, and Genpei Tumaden.
Sure. Everything you just said.
Oh, I wish there was some gameplay.
I know.
Oh, but it looks like old school, like, shoot 'em up, too.
Yeah. I really wish there was some gameplay.
I'm gonna go to the source, see if there's anything there. Oh, wow. Okay, so we do have some different views here. Some of those bosses look crazy. What the fuck is that train with the arms? Oh! Holy shit.
Like Parodius level of weird bosses.
Alright, we're gonna go to our next game.
We got a frog humping a missile here.
Aminer, an arcade mining game released for the Amiga, gets an update.
Okay.
It was released in March of this year, and it's getting updated. So let's have a look and see what this game is all about.
R minor.
What? Oh, you literally just could add a mine? Oh, there's gold over there. Go get that gold, dude. Checkpoint. Whoa. Yeah, get that gold. Yeah. Oh no, playing the gold times. There you go. See, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, this is strange.
Yeah.
Like I'm not seeing the challenge of it yet. Oh shit! Now you're just going over big ass rocks. You don't even care. Emeralds. So again, like, I don't see any challenge. What's the challenge? You just keep
Yeah, what are you supposed to be doing here?
Okay, you are getting cargo here, and it shows how strong your hull, or and then it shows your drill. I don't understand everything. Maybe you can only mine so much at a time. Looks like that's going to be ruby there. Oh, and the screen moves fast, too. If you decide to make too many, like, changes in directions. That diamond. Why would you skip that?
Confused.
Oh, there's the finish. Okay. Alright.
So there has to be something.
Previous game listed in the EAB Game Development Contest 2019 as an arcade game is not only based on a motherlode Flash game, but also looks like an inspiration to Mr. Driller Drill Spirits, which was released on the Nintendo DS.
That's really all it was?
Yeah. First submitted during the Retro Game Dev Compo as a work in progress, where it scored second place. This version, however, is a far more complete game, as it was not only developed by Kane, Soft Iron, and NCC Next, but features all the graphics in lovely 32 colors. Lots of new graphical detail, different color palettes on different depths, the ability to collect dinosaur bones while digging ever downwards initially, work on a story mode, and all working on an Amiga KS 1.3 with 1 megabyte chip and a bit of fast, although there's still no music in game. That's strange. Just throw on your stereo. Throw on an old mixtape. Alright.
I'm just gonna play a minor and then just listen to Marvin Gaye.
Hey, whatever you're into, man. Whatever you're into. Of course this would happen. Let's try and refresh all of these if we can. I thought I hit refresh on that. I did, okay. That's cool. Can you refresh, please? Okay. Let's just hit up refresh on all these now if I have to. Jesus, I hate when that shit happens, but anyways. Roguelite Immersive Sim Streets of Rogue is finally leaving early access. I've been playing it a while myself. Streets of Rogue has been early access for over 2 years, but as the trailer above shows, developer Matt Dabrowski is ready for his game baby to leave beta. Streets of Rogue will be out in full come July 12th and is adding new achievements and mutators for its release version, and more updates to come after that. This is a fun little game that you can play with a few different people. You're basically just running around a city. You have different things that you can do in the game, such as like rescuing certain people, will give you like different points that you can use. Depending on, you can start the game using different people. I've never seen a giant gorilla before, so obviously there's some stuff that I haven't seen yet. Oh my god. Yeah, so you get different character classes that you can use and stuff, and it's a fun game. It's just like, it's so much fun. So much mayhem. Cyanide, Jesus. Oh, everyone chilling out with the stereo. Oh, anyways, so it's good to see that they're finally taking that out of beta and into early access now.
I mean, I've seen you guys play it. It looks fun as hell, so...
Something that I figured I'd throw in there for Scott. Starcraft Remastered is getting a cartoon reskin. A few years ago, Starcraft Mod gave one of its maps and the cartoon stylings of Carbot Animations, whose YouTube series Starcraft has been turned into classic RTS into something much more adorable since 2012. Now they're doing something similar for Starcraft Remastered, only this time it won't be tucked away in arcade mode. It's a reskin for the entire game, with even the cutscene talking heads turned cute and cartoonish. The visual overhaul was created with help from Blizzard and has taken over a year to complete. As well as making Starcraft more cuddly, it makes it look more immediately readable as well. It seems like a good option for kids who might find RTS overwhelming. The graphics pack will be out on July 10th.
I guess.
So basically, this is what it looks like.
What the hell? Oh my god.
I mean, hey,
Look
if
at
it's
those
a
mutilas.
way
They
of
look like
getting new
little
people
sausage.
into StarCraft,
The
Scott,
mutilas look like sausages.
think about it. If this gets more people into StarCraft, maybe you'll get your new StarCraft game sooner than, you know. That's the way I look at it. So, anyways.
Look at those wraiths. They look like little birds.
Oh. Looked like this news piece was taken away. Can we go back on it, maybe? Oh, no, here we go. Minit is getting the official Commodore 64 port, and it looks brilliant. Oh, if this is what I think it is. No, that's not it, is it? No. Yeah, it's just a recommended video. Minit, 2D time-looping adventure is getting the official Commodore 64 port. Commodore 64 specialist Thalamus Digital is handling the port with the blessing of publisher Devolver Digital and plans to finish it later this year. You can watch an impressive proof-of-concept demo running in the Vice C64 emulator above. But it won't. Is that a video? Or is it you just going to show me a picture? I don't want to see a picture. I want to see the whole video. Don't tease me like that. Minit's black and white visuals look very simple, but it doesn't make the port an easy task. This apparent simplicity is extremely deceptive. Thalamus Andy Roberts told Commodore Format, "Our biggest single technical challenge was how to organize the colossal amount of graphics data. The game uses hundreds of unique 2x2 tiles, and there simply aren't enough characters in a standard C64 character set to display some of the screens in a game." To make it work, Roberts and fellow developer John Wells are using high-res bitmaps, which also allow us to easily plot software sprites and thus increase the number of on-screen enemies. Minit was packed with incidental animations such as flowing rivers and a mailbox you can bash open with your sword, and Roberts said he wants to honor those details. The original developers worked hard to make sure that the game was filled with loads of unique details to bring the world to life, so it's important to replicate those little touches to ensure the game retains its unique charm. In Minit, you have 60 seconds to traverse the world before you die and respawn, and Roberts has had to adjust some of the game's layout to make that flow work with the C64's shorter screen. The C64 screen isn't as tall as the original game, so the utmost care had to be taken to make sure the screens still flow in the same way without affecting gameplay, especially given the time is a crucial factor in navigating the environment. So that's kind of a big thing if you're taking a game that such as that and trying to port it over to the Commodore 64, and to think that they're actually going to be successful doing it, that's pretty awesome as well.
I mean, something as complicated as like, hey, you have a minute to do something, and porting it over to a system that might not have been intended for it. That's, you know, that's a daunting task, and good on them for doing it.
Yeah, really though.
Good looking as they did.
So it's due out in late 2019, so look forward to that. Alright, so if any of you guys haven't seen this, if you haven't seen, I've most notably seen Cool Kid playing this. It was a Super Mario Bros. Battle Royale. And of course, it was taken down. And now it's called Infringio Royale. So they've basically reskinned it slightly enough so that it looks different enough from Mario that, you know, they don't get kicked in the ass for it. Last week, YouTuber and programmer Inferno Plus released Mario Royale, a 100-player Battle Royale race based on the original Super Mario Bros. Yesterday, as expected, Nintendo issued a DMCA takedown notice. That doesn't mean the game is done for. It now exists in a DMCA-compliant form called Infringio Royale, and it still has more than 1,000 concurrent players. So basically, you got to go in, and if you got, like, say, a star, while you'd start out on either World 1, 2, 3. I don't think they're done 4, but they're done 5. Anyways, you load up and you have to go from stage 1-1 to say 1-4, 2-1 to 2-4, etc. That kind of stuff. And basically, you would be playing all of the same players. You couldn't hit each other unless you have a star, which would kill other players or make you shrink if you had a mushroom. Only 1 star, but I think multiple people can grab it within like the hitbox, more or less. So it was more or less see who can run and finish the game or that set of stages the quickest. So it was kind of challenging. It's fun. You know, I was watching Cool Kid play it. Of course, he plays a lot of the Mario games for speedrunning and stuff, so of course he was going to jump in on it. And it was a really cool thing because viewers can also join in and interact with him and play along with him. He actually would stop on one side of the screen. Okay, I'm just going to jump here twice, and other people jump twice. All right, all of us will go as a little team now. And, you know, it was just kind of a fun little game, so... no one's surprised that Nintendo was going to take it down. It was literally a rip of the original Mario game.
Yeah.
And, yeah, now they just kind of dulled it down, so...
Looks cool. I mean, I'm looking at some videos of it, and it looks pretty neat.
Yeah, it was... I mean, the concept of it was cool, and I think they're going to try and do it with other games as well, but... Alright, so Fallout New California is one update away from leaving beta. New California, previously Project Brazil, is one of the best mods for Fallout New Vegas, and is now in the last leg of its journey through beta. The unofficial prequel has been in development for about 8 years, while the beta launched last November. We've not heard much from it since, but last week it received its first update in 7 months, along with news that there's only one more to go before it hits a 1.0. I'm gonna butcher this. Modder Thioxin calls Beta 2.21 the version I wish we'd release with, and it squashes a large list of bugs, introduces new side quests, promises more rewards for exploration, and there's a new installer that sets it up for you. Some players apparently had issues with downloading the 4GB beta patch and mod managers and have trouble with the file size, so the new installer should hopefully solve those problems. Stability and performance is the main focus on the update, but the team's also been working on more locations you can explore, companions with more to say, and improving the general writing quality once you leave the vault. You can also continue your character's journey in Fallout New Vegas by crossing the bridge to Nevada Wasteland. Once you finish one of the mod's 13 endings, you'll wake up at the start of Doc Mitchell's office 20 years later, start your mission of vengeance. You'll retain your stats and find your old gear somewhere in the Mojave. You'll even come across your old companions. Yeah, it's a superb excuse to fire up New Vegas again. Andy Kelly called it the best Fallout game you'll ever play this year in 2018, and still the case in 2019. New California is a remarkable achievement, one of the most confident and professional mods I've ever played, he wrote. I didn't think I'd ever go back to the 3D Fallout games after playing them to death. This made them exciting again. Longtime Fallout fans will also appreciate the attention to detail when it comes to the story, as this is arguably more respectful of the series lore than what Bethesda and even Obsidian came up with in their games. It isn't canon, of course, but makes its own mark in the mythology in some interesting ways, particularly in exploring the motivations of the sinister Enclave. You can download the Beta 2.21 installer. Well, right here is a long thing. It's PCGamer.com if you guys are looking for the installer for the beta. Beta.
I got no room to make fun of you. I speak all the time during my age. So.
It seems like it happens to both of us every time.
All right.
All right. So, E3, hands-on, real fishing road trip adventure. I'm sorry. I like fishing. I'm a fucking nerd. I told you that before. When I was first introduced to real fishing road trip adventure, I was told by Natsume that the developer's biggest influence when developing this game were Persona and Legend of Zelda. Mind you, we're talking about a fishing game. I didn't know if I should laugh or just scratch my head, and went along with it. You know what's even more confusing? The developer was totally right. There's a bit of Persona in real fishing. It doesn't look weird after you play it for a while. Real Fishing, wasn't that a game for the PlayStation?
Yeah, it had like its own peripheral too, didn't it?
I'm not 100% sure, but I remember seeing it on the PlayStation originally and thought, this looks like a realistic fishing game.
Real Fishing PS1. Yep.
Oh. RPG mechanics in the game are very slight, being limited to mostly buffs and perks to improve your fishing skill. The whole Persona similarities lie in the game's art style. Its characters' designs and menu interfaces scream, I played a ton of Persona and was inspired by it. And that's definitely not a bad thing. The whole gameplay loop wasn't very complex or groundbreaking, but I'm glad developers didn't try to make a fishing game too complicated. Despite the short demo and the fact that, well, it's a fishing game we're talking about, I was surprised that Real Fishing Road Trip Adventure, I might actually be looking forward to a fishing game for once in my life.
Right. It was the one that had that little peripheral that went with it, like the special PS1 controller.
Okay. I do enjoy a lot of fishing games. I plan on speedrunning every fishing game that I can get my hands on for the retro consoles. I played some on the Wii. I've even played, there was this one game where you're shooting ducks and turkeys. And even that was fun. Like, I don't know. I'm not a hunter at all, but I like doing it on a console.
You want me to blow your mind about something about real fishing?
What's that?
You know how many games there are in the series?
No.
16.
Wow. Alright, that was a lot more than I was expecting you to say. I thought you were going to say like 6 or something.
There are 16 real fishing games.
Jesus. Alright, well, that was the last of our news, was this real fishing game that has Persona feel. Next up we have 2 Kickstarters. We're starting off with GigaBuster, blazing action platformer, with a demo available. Action platformer inspired by Mega Man Zero, Mega Man X, and focusing on fluid movement and combat. It's already been backed. It has 23 days to go, 204 backers. They were looking for 6,600. They're already at 7,100. Watch this trailer.
Curious. No. Oh no. No.
I like the gameplay of it. Like the gameplay looks like it's really good. Something about the art style is a little lacking for me personally. Like those dragons look really papery kind of thing.
Yeah, I think that's on purpose.
Oh, and exactly, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's the art style itself. Some of the art style I like, but like some of it I'm not a huge fan of. But
this looks so good. Oh my god.
But yeah, the gameplay looks solid as hell.
Wow, yes it does. Oh my god.
So, if you guys want to keep up with this, GigaWaller, that's what you'll find on Twitter, to keep up with GigaBuster. It looks like a solid game. Looks quite nice.
Yeah, it does.
Already backed, fully backed. You can play the demo already as well.
I might have to go do that. Might have to put that in my...
So for $15 you get a copy of the game. So they're not looking for that much for their game, and it looks like it's a solid gameplay. Like I said, again, for me personally, the art style's hit or miss-ish in some spots, but again, that's just me personally. But otherwise, yeah, it looks like a solid as hell game.
And I'm gonna throw this out there.
That looks good.
I am a sucker for games that have like female protagonists. If you know me at all, Metroid is my favorite gaming franchise of like all time. And to have like a Mega Man X-ish sort of game with a female protagonist. Oh boy.
I mean, look at this. If you even look at their available rewards, they're not even going out to be ridiculous. $500 is their top tier. And that's not that bad. You get the digital game, your digital name, digital soundtrack. You get the Employee of the Month, graffiti, in-game NPC, and a secret scarf. You also get... I'm trying to see... You'll find wearable scars throughout the game, but at this tier you can design one yourself. Oh, Okay. So you get to do some design with them. See, and yeah, what they were saying is you get some of these other backer type things as well, depending on, what tier you're on. So obviously the highest tier will give you everything. But yeah, it looks like a really solid game. It's coming for summer or fall 2019 as a release. Yeah. So roughly the second half of this year. So yeah. Give GigaBuster a go at the demo. Yeah. See how you like the gameplay.
I will actually for next week. I will actually give you guys a little bit of an update because I will go get this demo because it looks really good. So
good.
I'll let you know.
All right, and our last Kickstarter. Another fantastic looking game. I can't wait for this to be fully pledged because I think it's going to go there. One Gun Guy, a retro pixel art platformer shooter hybrid. Are you going to do this to me and I can play? Let's see. Let's do the refresh. So yeah. I like these games. There's so many cool little retro games coming out, and indie developers are so nice doing this. I love that there's still people out there who want to make these games.
Yeah, like this sort of quality of like just cool platforming games.
Like all these different characters are like maybe it's not characters, maybe it's just different powers you can get. Like this all looks so cool. Yeah, it looks like it's powers.
It's definitely like a Mega Man feel.
Oh God, yes. And I love the pixel animations. Oh, it's so good!
All right.
I love it. All right, so they're 24% funded right now with 18 days remaining. They're looking for $1,348. They only have $323. The game looks great, I must say. I think that they should make that goal. I'm hoping that within the next 18 days, someone pushes them forward on that one.
Right.
So.
I mean, you're looking for like Mega Man-y, fast-paced platforming stuff. That's just perfect game right there.
Yep. All right.
Good luck on that kick. Good luck for you guys, because I really want to see this game.
Yep. And again, hopefully they'll catch the tag somewhere on one of the podcasts once it's uploaded in the next couple of days. But anyways, that is the end. That is all we have for this week. It's an actual shorter podcast for a change. That's very rare for us.
Yeah, so, right. That's okay.
Oh yeah, no, it's perfectly fine. It's nice for a change. Usually we go quite long, so sometimes people probably want a shorter podcast from time to time.
Next week I will definitely have like the full Bloodstained review for you guys. So I'm gonna like I said, I'm gonna be very critical of this game because there's a lot of things where it's just like I want to like just fan gush and I want to just be able to say, oh, this game's perfect. It's not perfect.
And he's also going to give GigaBuster a try as well.
I will definitely give GigaBuster a try because that game looks only godlike, and I am definitely going to play the demo. I'm probably going to play the demo tomorrow at some point. So I will definitely give you guys the review on that GigaBuster demo. Mm-hmm. I'll let you guys know how it felt in my hands. So things to look forward to for next week.
Indeed. All right, so we should be back in a little while. We're going to be doing some Diablo 2 ourselves. So for those of you who want to see a little bit more of SDK and OWG, I will be back streaming a little bit later with some OG Diablo with SDK. Mm-hmm. And hopefully we can actually do some. We made some improvements. If you've seen last time, it was...
Yeah, we kind of...
15, 20 minutes of just, let's keep restarting.
Yeah, we really didn't get to do too much because, you know, our gear is hot booty cheeks. But our gear's not hot booty cheeks anymore because we made some improvements, so we might actually make some progression tonight.
Alright, I am going to host up Friday Witch, she's playing Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. So we had some discussions about that. Scott's going to give you a little review next week. So I might as well throw you over to watch some of that now as well. Have yourselves a good evening. Thank you for listening and or watching. I'm the Old World Gamer along with Scott Devin Kane. See you again next week for some more Retro Indie Pixels podcast. Have a good night and say hello to Friday Witch.